هلا بالغالين، حياكم الله، صبحكم الله بالخير والنور والسرور. صاحين صباح الجمعة مرة بدري. ليش؟ عشان عندنا حدث مهم جدا. حنتقابل مع أحد أشهر الطهاة العالميين. أي واحد عنده قناة فود نتورك أو يتفرج قناة فود نتورك حيعرف الطاهي اللي حنتقابل معاه اليوم. ترى طاهي مرة مشهور وحبيبي. بس كيف شكلي كده وأنا على الكابون؟ حاسس نفسي حق عصابات كده. يجي مني؟ I'll make you an offer you cannot refuse. Oh, good morning.
Jeffrey.
Ahmed from Saudi Arabia.
Very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, sir. Guy Fieri, because I do the same style as YouTube.
You have to bleach your hair.
That's the thing. Actually, I don't have a lot of hair. So I'm gonna do one snapshot. Yeah. زي ما قلت لكم عندنا شيف عالمي من الشيفات العالميين. جيفري زكاريان. Welcome to Dubai.
Thank you. Great to be here. Nice to meet you. Love the city. Buying on the set.
Would you like to address you as Chef Geoffrey or Chef Zakarian?
Iron Chef.
Iron Chef.
Iron Chef Geoffrey.
Iron Chef Geoffrey. Iron Chef Geoffrey.
Yes.
It's very nice to meet you here
Likewise.
in Dubai.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. I have a few questions that I would like to ask you. Being a judge in shops, is there a certain criteria in gastronomy world that we can use to judge any dishes at any given occasion?
The single biggest thing that I judge on is if a dish is delicious, then you've done something correct, right? If it's delicious, you go back for another one. If it's not delicious, mostly, 99% of the time, use a lack of seasoning, salt and peppers. Very simple, right? It's too dry, it's not enough salt, not enough pepper. Those three things just about encapsulate everything. Now, they can be too much spice, it can be overcooked, but if there's not enough salt and pepper, it doesn't taste good either way. So a perfect piece of meat cooked perfectly, or perfect vegetable cooked perfectly, it's not seasoned right, and I mean simply seasoned with salt and pepper, will not shine. And that's probably the basis of everything.
Okay, so that's the base. And then after that, there is no certain criteria to judge or to critique any food like from Asian countries or from European countries. Because as you know, like Asian countries, they love spices very much.
Well, it's balanced. You know, everybody has their own bucket of spices. I mean, here in Dubai, it's amazing spices. So it's coriander, cumin, sumac, za'atar, the whole range of them. Pretty similar to where I grew up in Armenia. But when it's in balance, it's perfect. You don't taste cumin, you don't taste coriander, you taste the blend of them. And the blend is something that's perfect. Same with Asian. Sweet, sour, fish sauce, vinegar, rice wine, miso. If it's in balance, it tastes right. If it's out of balance, too much fish sauce, too much sour, too much sugar, too much miso. So all that, it's really the same apparatus of tasting. So it's not because you put one too much sumac or too much soy, it's because it's out of balance. So every cuisine has its own balance, and I look for balance.
Nice. If you are going to open a restaurant in the Emirates or in Saudi Arabia, what would be the hero item in your menu?
The hero item? Well, I would love to open anywhere here. I think it's beautiful, and people love food, which is important. My hero item? Well, I would probably do something from my heritage. I'm Armenian. Maybe a beautiful steak with some Armenian spices, something like that, because we love steak here in Dubai.
Okay. So you reflect your background.
Absolutely. Why would I waste that?
You wouldn't take something like traditional here and do some fusion?
Well, I would. My background is pretty much similar to here, right? As far as the bucket of spices and the bucket of vegetables and what you do. There's some things Emirati food is different, so I would probably use my background with some Emirati, come up with some fantastic sauces or spices.
Very nice. Are you familiar with Saudi kitchen?
I am not.
No, not at all.
Not at all. It's my first time here.
I think I should introduce you to that.
Thank you.
It's interesting. Why can't we find chain restaurants around the world related to famous chefs such as yourself?
Why can't we find it?
Chain restaurants.
A chain restaurant, yes. God. Let me think of that.
It's always fast food chains and always...
Well, you do have a few chefs do have, like Bobby Flay has Bobby's Burger Palace. He has about 30 of them. So there are a few people coming up with them. But for the most part, I think that a lot of chefs don't do that. They'll probably do food products, retail products, instead of restaurant chains. Restaurant chains are very hard. You know,
very hard.
It's very hard. Well, it's hard to like get them going. It takes a lot of capital. And if you hit like Shake Shack, Danny Meyer, he's not a chef, but I mean that hit, but that's 1 in a million. You know.
Is there a reason that famous chefs or creative chefs they don't do that? It's hard. I agree with that, but they can create some special recipe and then.
You're right. I mean, I think you're right. I mean, I think companies do it versus chefs put their name on it. And there's a lot of companies that have chefs that are great chefs behind it, but they don't use their name. So maybe I'll be the first person to do that.
What is your advice? How can someone become a famous, respectful chef?
Famous, I can't tell you how to become famous. I can tell you how to be really good. You have to be great at your craft. You have to respect your product. You have to know how to work with people. And you basically have to live and breathe every day with passion.
What does that mean?
Live and breathe. You live, you wake up, you breathe your life, you breathe out, you breathe in, and it's all about food. It's all about working hard. And if you do that, success will find you, wealth will find you, and maybe fame will find you. But you can't just go after fame. It doesn't work.
You cannot go after it.
No. You know, Icarus, he flew too close to the sun. He had wax wings. You know what happened to him?
Can you repeat that again?
Icarus, you know the saying, the Icarus, the poem? Icarus, he flew too close to the sun.
Okay.
And his wings were made of wax.
And down. So, your last advice to all the food bloggers that are coming here to meet you today?
Advice?
Yeah.
As much as possible, I'd like to learn more about Dubai. So it's my first time, so I'm actually asking them what they think is a great restaurant to go to.
Great. Okay, finally, I want to give you a gift.
You give me a gift?
Yeah.
So sweet.
It's a book that I wrote.
Oh my God.
50 pages. I think you don't read Arabic. It's in Arabic.
It's okay, I'm going to study up on my Arabic.
Okay.
What is it about?
It's about food tasting, science and art. I think that this is the first book that speaks about food tasting, maybe in the world, because there is science or criteria behind food tasting for coffee, for wine, for cheese, but there is no criteria or no science behind food tasting food in restaurants and how to evaluate it and how to judge it. I'm trying to put this the first basis for this science.
This is very sweet.
Thank you very much, Chef.
Pleasure to meet you. Very kind.
Very nice.
It's one of my book library.
Very nice.
Now, the only problem with this book is I need to learn Arabic. But I will.
What is your inspiration or what motivates you?
What motivates me? Money.
Straightforward. Just straightforward.
I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. No, I love what I do. I jokingly, of course, I take care of my family. But I love what I do. I don't feel like I'm working. I mean, this is something I do every day. I get up and it's very easy to go to work because I feel like I never left, quite frankly. So it's tough because I'm always on, but I can't imagine doing anything else. Actually, I can. I take that back. I wanted to be a pro golfer, and if hopefully there's an afterlife, I'd like to come back and pro golf.
There's beautiful skydiving off the palm as well.
Seriously?
It's insane. It's really good. Actually,
I saw a lot of parachutes.
They jump off?
They jump off. So I went skydiving in New York, and it was lovely, but it was nothing like here.
Lovely.
It was lovely over here. And I have this little anecdote. So Will Smith was in town, and he's afraid of heights. And then we dared him to, and we actually jumped off with Will Smith. And his security guard had like 5,000 jumps, on his record. And he said that Dubai, by far, because you have the whole view of the palm, and you're literally looking at this. You feel like you're going to smash into it, but you don't. I can only highly recommend you to skydive, if ever, in Dubai only. So,
Not a chance. Ciao, Ali.
See you soon.
It's Ali. He's good.
hey Ali.
He's the man. I see you tomorrow? Tonight?
I'll see you later on.
Later on, okay.
Yeah.
Where? We'll be there.
Good one.
In the Arab world, we have an expression, endearing. We say when we feed you, our friends, our neighbors, our new friends that come to our homes and our community, we say بيصير في بيناتنا خبز وملح. In other words, between us, literally it says there is khubz, which is bread, and milh, which is salt. And that means, and I'm sure it means a lot, the same in a lot of cultures, khubz milh meaning we are friends. We are connected by the very essence, the essentials of life, which is bread and salt. So we feel, I think, and I speak on behalf of everyone here, that the fact that you've eaten our food, we didn't literally break bread with you, but you did in a sense.
I did. I feel like it.
So there is between us now khubz milh, so we are friends for life. Yeah. And that's how we welcome you here.
Faisal? Hi Faisal, where are you? You should be here. Good job.
معنا الشيف الرائعة الشيف سوزان عاملة كتاب عن الطبخات العربية،
المأكولات العربية أكيد اللي أنا أعتز فيها.
وهي جابت كتاب واحد لكن للأسف شيف جيفري زكاريان شاف الكتاب وشاله، كانت هي جابته لي أنا صح؟
بالضبط. بس أنا أمن لك واحد إن شاء الله بالعربي اسمه لقمة طيبة.
Thank you very much.
لإلك.
وعد قدامك وما يشهدوا عليه.
You eat, you become one, right? And the love of food joins us together as humanity. If only peace. It makes peace.
Exactly. Love of food.
Love of food is the most beautiful connection for all humanity.
Very nice. Can you say that in Arabic?
أهم شيء رابط إحنا كشعوب العالم هو الطعام. الأكل يشبع كل الناس على طاولة واحدة وينسيك كل الأشياء اللي بتفرقنا عن بعض.
ما شاء الله. وأنا أقدر أقول إنك أنت تعشق الطعام لدرجة إنه الحلقان ما شاء الله تبارك الله.
أيوة.
Related to food ما شاء الله.
في مقلات وفي شو تسموها هاي خفاق.
خفاق يا سلام ما شاء الله تبارك الله. ما عندك يعني حتوقع في مشكلة في المطبخ لو ما عندك مقلاة أو كذا بتشيلي وبتحطي.
أنا أخلطها.
100. هذه كانت مقابلتنا الرائعة مع الشيف جيفري زكاريان، نتمنى تكونوا استمتعتوا معنا. سلام يا غالي.